Although we can't go for the Elvish Mystic, so maybe we... Yeah, this comes in tapped. But I guess turn 2 we go Mystic and Sentinel, which is kind of nice. And once we get into Elish Norn territory and doubling our triggers, that'll be nice as well. Carrick is pretty strong though. If he resolves, creating 2 wolves every turn is definitely problematic. They draw, we draw though. Okay, but we can also kill that with the Loran, which is pretty decent as well. I probably didn't have to do that there, but... Yeah, okay, we still got the mana for the Gilded Goose. It's all good. And this is definitely turning out to be quite a funny day for the Fall of the Throne. We've seen this quite a lot. Wow, we're drawing loads of cards from that. So we play Yashan, they can't even crack the Golgari Locket. Ah, fatal push. Okay. But here's the thing. We could just blow up the world now, and then we win the game, probably. We blow up all the lands. That's very early to do that. So they currently only have 1 mana from the Golgari Locket. 2 mana, okay. No way. No way. We're going for a crazy game. Okay, I guess we're going to have to... backfired, potentially. Ooh. Okay. I think we're going to make food and swing in. Well, this is definitely an interesting one, because they are technically ahead now in terms of mana sources. They've got more than us. Oh, they're ramping. No. Danger zone, danger zone. I don't want to make them draw any more cards. Let's slow them down even more, because they did it to us. As well. Destroy the... Let's get rid of the locket here. Oh, we're so mean. Oh, so mean and funny. Hello, my name's mtga Josh, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're looking at Annie Flash the Veteran. Now this card, when I saw it, I actually got quite excited because it's kind of like a legendary version of Sun Titan. So when this guy comes in, you get to get a 3-drop from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now Sun Titan is a lot better, granted, because it does a trigger on attack and ETB, so you can flicker it as well. A lot easier. Annie Flash does have a lot of stipulations. She gets to trigger when she comes in, but only if you cast it. So that is somewhat unfortunate. Flickering her doesn't work. However, I still think she's a really good just synergy engine for a lot of other things in the deck, and she gets you a lot of value. So you can build this in many different ways. I've seen some people do a vehicle strategy. Now, I don't think vehicles are that good, so I don't really want to be using those to crew with Annie Flash. I'm just kind of more interested in tapping it in any other way possible. Mostly combat, to be honest. There's a couple of other ways with Convoke. Convoke's interesting because you can use your creatures to tap for mana. When you do, you can have Annie Flash exile the top 2 cards of your library, and then you can play those this turn. This is actually a really powerful ability, and I think it's being slept on, especially when combined with Annie Joins Up, which is made exactly for her. When this comes in, it deals 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker. That's already pretty decent, but as well as that, if a triggered ability of a legend you control triggers, it happens twice. So this is Panamonican for Legends triggers, which is definitely going to be underrated and flown underneath the radar. I don't think enough people know about this card, and I don't think enough people are hyped about this card. That's got a lot of potential. When you consider for 1 second that Elish Norn is a super expensive card that doubles triggers of things coming in, but with Annie Joins Up, it's going to double the doubling of her. So just think about that for a second. Annie Joins Up is probably like a 20-cent card, 50p card, something like that. But I think the applications with this is awesome. The deck in itself is just an ETB shell, and Annie is at the helm. I think she's actually really... I don't know what it is about this card that excites me. The fact it has Flash, it's just got so many building opportunities. I think because it's not pigeonholed into one particular build, that's the element that excites me. And there's a pseudo theme in the deck as well, pseudo sub-theme, that cares about putting stuff in your graveyard. That's why we have quite a few of the fetch lands, because even returning one of those is better than nothing, right? You just want to min-max everything you have. Fall of the Throne is cheeky. This destroys all lands. but you can slowly get them back by recasting any flash. Again, there's a lot of different intricacies in here. Don't really have time to go through everything because there's just too many. As a Silex is nice as well because this can just destroy so much, and then you can slowly return it back with any flash. I know she's 6 mana. I know she's slow. 6 mana, 8 mana, 10. It's ridiculous, but give it a chance. See how you feel. Sometimes getting back 1 3-drop is enough. And trust me when I say the 3-drops in this deck are just really awesome. Some of the best 3-drops. Clothis, Domri's pretty good. Cabaret Revels. She can bring back anything, any permanent. So that's just really good. Definitely an interesting take on Sun Titan, and they were definitely terrified of it because they put the cast stipulation on there. And I think she's probably too strong in R&D to the cast. They put the cast stipulation on there. Let's see how today's video goes, though. You can always support the channel by liking and subscribing if that's what you feel. And you can support by becoming a channel patron as well, which gets you a custom video of your choice. Check out the details below in the description. Starfall Savant. This is a strong one from the latest set. Ragavan turn 1. I think we will get rid of that. It's just way too strong to leave unchecked. Next turn, probably go for Llanowar Elves, using the Foothills. And we go from there. Annie joins up, combined with Annie Flash is really nice, actually. And fetch lands in the graveyard, too. Green. X. Green, red. Nice. So yeah, even if Annie Flash brings back 1 land, as I said in the intro, it's still fine. Because we kind of want to use her alternate ability anyway. And this is a really nice target to take care of. Because we know that Tyler's Provisioner wins games. For an uncommon, it's ludicrously good. And I'm lucky that Roxanne is 3 toughness, because it means we can kill her with the Lightning Helix. Sadly, they took care of our elves there, but Gaia's Blessing, they're going to shuffle 1 card back in to draw 1. Okay, fair enough. So they have slowed us down a fair bit, but at least we can kill the Roxanne here, which is nice. We'll do it before the trigger, just in case they have any protection effects. So we've got a few things to bring back. Let's go for a Surveil land here, if possible. Yes, it is. Rhythm of the Wild. How important is that? I don't think that really helps us too much here. They've got enough mana to even go for her again, which is really sad. Elish Norn stops the whole thing. Okay. That is potentially one of the best things we could have pulled there. Especially combined with our Annie Flash. But do they have enough to deal 7 to Elish Norn here? It's a high number. No triggers, delightful. She still gets triggers when she attacks, though, so we have to be cautious of that. Oh, combined with Annie joins up as well. We basically have 2 Panamonicans on the field. Nice. So I think we are going to just do this in their turn. I mean, the word flash is in her name, so that makes sense, doesn't it? So when she attacks, she's going to make another one. And we can't stop her currently. We can use the Iganjo. Let's just see what they do. Although it comes in and doesn't deal the 2 damage, so do we just go for this? No, I'd like to keep the mana, I think, for the city on fire. And I don't really want to block either, because I get the feeling that they're going to combine the 4 power here with something else. Virtue of Courage. Okay, so whenever a creature, whenever source you control deals non-combat damage, exile that many cards, you may play them. Okay, sure thing. 3 triggers. Rhythm. Land. I think just going for all the lands here is pretty awesome. Right, let's crack some of these. Down to 14. Not the greatest number to be at, but... I think I'm actually going to go for City on Fire here. And then attack. Because this is this is quite a lot of damage if they don't block. Whoa, that's a lot of lands on top. And we're dealing triple damage here. Down to 1. Goodness. Okay, so luckily we got rid of a lot of lands there. Down to 1. So if they kill... again, I think we're just going to use our Ganja here. I mean, we have the mana to do it. Let's just see what happens. Do they have a way to buffer? This is quite a spectacular series of combination of triggers here. I mean, they could just have a board wipe. But then we can redeploy any flash, get something back. Here she comes again. No ETBs. Whoa. Should we just destroy the lands? Is that funny? But they still have the meteorites. Is it funny to do this? Maybe you do it post-combat. They've got blockers. This is the issue. So if we get some kind of kill spell now, we could just win on the spot, like a lightning bolt or a Seiju, Domri. Okay. We probably want to kill the Virtue of Courage. They could double block the anti-flash. So they block with Roxanne. I think we just straight up win. They're going to do that. Because they have to or they die. They can't take any damage here. Okay, so we're going to QQ. So we're going to tap all of our mana. And I think we have to use Fall of the Throne because it's just ridiculously powerful. That's amazing. Okay, I like this hand. As a Silex is going to hopefully help us a bit versus their crazy ramping. We need white mana in order to kill her. Oh no, we got a Braid actually. Yeah, it's fine. A Braid does it. Garlic Greeters shall help us ramp along with the back alley gardeners. I don't see any gardening going on here though. This looks more like vandalism, to be perfectly honest. Here she comes. Let's take her to Painville. Boom. She gets out of hand really quick, actually. She just starts cheating stuff into play. 1 kill spell, dude. Okie dokie. Sentinel turn 1. Wonderful. Love it. And actually plays quite well with the Domri because Domri gives our creatures a +1 power boost, which I think is quite nice. Facing the Emperor, a Patsec Indli 4. My goodness, that is going to be difficult for many people to say. And yeah, a lot of words. Whenever another creature enters, it perpetually gains haste. I don't know why it needed to perpetually gain haste. If its power is 4 greater, if its substance is 4 greater, you gain 4. If its mana value is 4 greater, seek a creature card. Sure, it's tiring to read that many abilities. I have to say, it's very tiring, especially because it's an alchemy only card, and it's just a nightmare to have to learn all this stuff. But it is what it is. Let's do some ramping. I think we're going to get a second white source here, and then maybe next turn we can start maybe fighting something with the Domri and the Topio Stomper. So although Stomper can't attack or block yet, it is going to be a useful body. Cabaretti Rebels. I think we're going to have to slightly change tack here and use the ECD on that, because I think that's going to win them the game. Because this is not a cast trigger. Yeah, we definitely had to do that to slow them down. Salvala, Eager Trailblazer. Okay, whenever you cast creature spell, crit a 1/1. Oh my goodness. How much mana did they have there? What did I miss there? Oh, I don't know. Just seems like they did a lot of mana for... That was 7 mana's worth of stuff they just did there. Oh, because it has haste. I get you. I get you. Jeez, man. Okay, we're going to have to start fighting something then. Add 1 mana of that colour for each different power. What the hell? Okay, well, at least that's dead, but flipping heck. That's aggressive. So any big thing that comes in and adds mana, it can instantly tap for mana. Basically, that basically costs 0 mana. So yeah, that is bonkers. Haste. Haste. Jeez, man. These arena cards are just crazy. They're going to even give the Arboreal Grazer power. Okay. So, no blocks. We want to keep the Sentinel.
Looks like you're all mouth and no hand.
So what's this going to get back? Should we get back the Domri? Probably. Loyalty.
I look forward to seeing you running away.
Go for the Anti-Flash now, I think. Get back the Stomper. Which gets us another land. It's a shame It's a real shame that we did all this before the Panamonican, but we just have to slow them down. It's getting too crazy.
Ravnica deserves its demise.
Okay. But Rocco is an ETB. So we might, if we get a window, it may well be possible to combine Rocco with Panamonican. Just depends what we want to get. But they've got so much mana. Their big creatures are reduced by 2 mana as well. Cityscape Leveler. So they're going to kill Annie Flash again. But that means we can just recast her again. It's a shame. Fateful Abundance. Okay, so we have a kill spell coming up. Damn it. At least it doesn't have haste, but my goodness. Such an aggressive deck they have. This is a Power Stone. How do we want to play this? We can add mana.
Oh, have at it, boys.
To do that, how much mana do we have? We have 2 mana left if we do that. Guess we'll do that again. Get back the Shaper's Sanctuary. It means if they target any of our things, we'll be able to draw a card. Okay, for some reason they did not attack us there. I wonder why they didn't attack us. Crater Hoof. Seriously? That's literally the second Crater Hoof I've died to in a row today. I literally just lost a game for that, and I'm going to lose the game again here. Why? Why is it Crater Hoof Day today? That's so crazy. And they've all got trampled because Goreclaw. Yeah, whatever. Cool. Isn't it cool? Crater Hoof. You guys know how I feel like this. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you know exactly how I feel about that card. I'm going to quickly interrupt this video to tell you this video is not sponsored. And because of that, the channel does need help from people like you. So if you do want to support the channel in your own way, you can like and subscribe, which is completely free. But if you want to go the extra mile, you can donate to the channel via my Ko-fi link below or become a channel patron. And if you become a channel patron, you can get a custom video of your choice. Check out the details below. Card hand alert. So we have Delighted Halfling into Cabaret Revels. What more could we ask for? Only if we had a green source. So this comes untapped. So actually not so much God hand as I thought, but yeah, okay, fine. a bit quick to judge there. Valentin, not too worried about this. I think since we've... Yeah, well, let's optimize our mana and go for the Racketeer boss. Because now it makes it so when we cast these creatures from our hand, we actually get a treasure. So I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it did make us... It did make a difference, actually. Not Revels on turn 2, but I think it's going to be fine. They're going to make us discard a card. We'll get rid of that. And you know what? We'll get rid of that as well. They just got a 2 mana card, got 2 of our cards. Fair enough. I wonder if they're just going to be a pure discard deck, because that would be kind of annoying if that's the case. It doesn't actually synergize with Valentin though, because this one wants to see our creatures die. They can pay 2 to then exile them. Well, they exile them, but then it gets a pest token. So it's interesting that they played at that side. Menace Lifelink kind of lends itself more to Voltron. So I'm not 100% sure where they're going with this. They do have a lot more cards than us currently, but target opponent discards 2 cards. So it's just a discard deck. Discard 4 cards with 2. Okay, well, if their hand is more discard, then I honestly don't know what to say. They currently can't affect us with any more discard. Valentin is kind of useless as is. But yeah, this is a pretty rough scenario to be in. But I'll try and see how far we can go here. Losing 4 cards is rough. And on top of that, the opponent is being unsportingly slow. So you can't really win, can you? Even when your opponent is doing well, you get sore winners and sore losers. Junji. Okay, that is going to be a problem. So hopefully we can get something good here. A jar. That gets us an Esper Sentinel. Okay. So now we're looking for just some removal of some kind, because the Junji will be problematic, dealing 5 damage to us in the sky constantly, which is going to be annoying. So yeah, we had a pretty good start. Can we come back from this? They've got 5 cards over our 0. And I do wonder if there's any green in the deck at all. You can technically do this however you want. You could have this mono black or mono green. In terms of more like a flavorful build, if you prefer one of the teachers. Sacrifices and enchantments. So there goes Cabaretti Revels. That's pretty rough, man. They just keep us in check the entire time here. And we are going to struggle to do anything here, I think. Especially with the 5/5 in the air. Get lost. From a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Sure, let's just kill that now then. I mean, they're not going to make us discard. We've got nothing left to discard, so they'll probably just return something to the battlefield. And it's probably going to be our Mila, because they don't have any creatures in their graveyard to return. Just get it over with, dude. There's literally 3 choices. One of them's an elf. The other one doesn't do anything because X equals 0. So this is kind of annoying. There's one choice. It's the Mila. Why would you bring the Rocco back? It does nothing. Well, you know. It doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to recognize someone who's a bit amateurish here. Amateurish. Let's think. That's how those do. Sadly, we are 2 mana off our commander as well. And they're just going to trade. They're going to block both. Okay. That was a peculiar... That was a strange block. Unless they now want to... Why would they do that? Unless they have a board wipe or something? Well, if I sacrifice this, they shouldn't get the treasure token. We get to draw a card as well. What is going on this game? It's so weird. So they've basically made a mono black flavor build, but they don't really know how to pilot it. So I guess we get to gain a bit of advantage there. Meat Hook Massacre for 1. That's funny. Broken Bond. Okay, cool. So there's no point playing Anti-Flash at sorcery speed. We'll do this in their end step. And if they discard the Broken Bond... Yeah, so as I said, their deck is essentially discard deck with no synergy. Very unusual, but there we go. And they're going to crack the map here. Okay. Now, if they've got more discard in the hand, we're still fine. They're going to crack the map again. Phyrexian Arena. Now, that will be hard to deal with just because it's going to give them so much extra value here. So what can we really get? That would be good. Maybe the Mila, because it means that if they target our stuff, we get to draw. Oh, okay, now we're in a good position because we can protect our anti-flash. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure they can win now, so I'm really glad I stayed here. Why do they block? That's such a strange thing to block with. Unless they've got a board wipe, then that makes perfect sense. That is a bit strange, though, I have to admit. As they played that, surely that would be their way back into the game. I think now they're just absolutely screwed. Lightning Helix as well. More lands. Well, they're just basically dead then. I am really confused. They had the upper hand so hard on us. Yeah, there you go, guys. Never give up. Valentin for 3 mana. That was a weird block. It's just used for the utility, so blocking with something like that is just very unusual. Diabolic Intent for a card that costs 1 mana. So the best thing they can really do is something like Fatal Push to kill, I don't know. Well, they've not really got much choice anyway, because we've got Selfless Samurai. Any targeted spells, we will get to draw a card with the Mila. So just goes to show patience is a virtue here. But yeah, some of these cards are pretty hardcore for somebody that doesn't really know how to pilot it. So I would definitely recommend maybe going back to the drawing board, just because there's no synergy. I'm not trying to be mean, but if you've got a discard tribal deck, but your commanders don't do anything with it, maybe change. I mean, it could be a cute idea, but even when I make like a trolly Mimi deck, at least have an undercurrent theme to pin it all together. Because if it's just random stuff that makes you go, oh, I'm really going to piss off the opponent, it's just gonna look a bit embarrassing when it doesn't come together. Because when your whole ethos is I'm going to piss my opponent off with discard effects, it just doesn't look so cool when it falls flat, basically. So just saying. So I definitely think that the control route is the correct route to go for the deck. I feel like if you're building it more aggressively, it doesn't really work so much. Because of the high mana cost, you want to be stalling a bit in order to get some value back. And I think it is definitely a bit of a mistake making it a bit too fast. It sounds a bit weird for these colours. These colours are generally a bit faster. But yeah, it's nice to have a different speed for certain colours. It really mixes it up a bit. And this is actually probably one of my favourite legends from the set. You know, the fact you can just recuperate 1 card, and I'll keep piping on about that, but it is enough to sway an entire game, especially combined with Panamonican, Alishnon, and Annie joins up. You know, this is a sleeper card. I swear to God, I've bought this in paper and Annie fashion paper just to see what decks I can play around with them. But I would highly recommend it. It's definitely mythic for a reason, and I love mythics like this that don't. You can't just look at this card and see what it is at face value. It's definitely got the chops. It's got so many words on it. You know, it has to be respected. It's so strong. And yeah, I really recommend you creating this deck. If you've been thinking about it, definitely do. It is worth the mythic, and I'll be using it in other decks as well. Other decks that can include her. Any notes about the deck? I'm not really sure. I think I didn't even care about the fact that you have to tap her to get 2 cards for free, because that didn't really matter. You know, the rest of the deck pulled a lot of weight for you, especially with all the ETBs. Protecting her doesn't even feel that worth it either, because when she dies, you get to do the thing again. And that's the same for any ETB commander. Killing it lets you have it again. Yeah, there's nothing that really stood out to me that felt like, oh my god, you have to put that in. Obviously, City on Fire is brutal. It's a brutal card, and it's going to be good in any deck. So it's not really specific to this deck. But I will say I had, weirdly enough, a couple of experiences with Fall of the Throne, which were quite funny. And I would also recommend that in this deck, especially if you have... You could probably put more ways to regurgitate lands from your graveyard into play. But even if you don't, this is just such a brutally amazing card. You know, if your opponent has nothing out at all, no rocks, this is just going to annihilate them. And combined with the fact that you could flash this in, you know, you can really surprise them by getting something out of your graveyard. So you've got at least two things. You blow up the field, blow up the lands. It's really going to sting. And I think in this current meta, where ramp is so prevalent and powerful, Fall of the Throne is even better than ever. And especially as a Salax, which is like just superb. You know, it hurts you as well, but taking everyone down to 6 lands can effectively just destroy someone. It's so underplayed, so underused, this card, and it's such a shame that people don't really explore outside the box. But that's what this channel does. I want to show people things that aren't always the norm. You know, everyone's just using Italis and all that stuff, but yeah, try different things. Definitely recommend it. Download this deck. The deck list is below. Please support the channel with a like and subscribe. It makes the algorithm, you know, push my channel out into the wider audience. If you want to support any other way, you can donate via Ko-fi and one-off amount, or you can get a custom video of your choice by becoming a channel patron, and follow the Patreon link below to see the different tiers available to you. People who are within that tier are very happy with the videos I've created for them, and it's just a fun little thing to have one of your videos online, isn't it? So until next time. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.